Sherry had to reel me back in a little bit. She had to sit me down and tell me, look, this is my job. I know what I'm doing, and I know what's best for you in your case. My name is Matt. I'm 33 years old. I am a father of two. I met Sherry back in 2015 when my daughter was 5 years old. At some point, my daughter's mother stopped allowing me to see my kid, which was extremely troubling to me. Wasn't quite sure how to handle it. Talked to a few friends of mine who had gone through similar situations, and being uneducated wasn't something I was very familiar with on any situation, so I was looking for a lot of guidance. I needed someone to not really, take me through the whole process, but hold my hand and say, hey, this is what you need to do, this is how you need to do it. And Sherry just made me feel at home. She was not the lawyer that said, hey, everything's gonna be okay, we're gonna take care of you. She laid it out straight for me. She told me, she said, look, here's your situation, here's how I think you need to handle it, and if you listen to me and do the things that I think you need to do throughout this process, I think I can give you the best chance of getting more time with your daughter. To be very frank, she told me the chances of you actually getting full custody of your daughter are slim to none, which took me a while to understand, but Sherry explained the situation and how the law worked in Texas. Coincidentally, the way it all worked out was I did end up getting full custody of my child. And a lot of Sherry telling me to be patient and to just relax and to let her handle everything. I wanted to be extremely involved with the process, but Sherry assured me that if I just took her advice and listened to her counsel, that it would all be great. Throughout that process, it was extremely hard for me just to sit back, but Chris, her paralegal, was really the guiding light for me. Anytime I had an issue, I would call it to her office and talk to Chris and tell Chris, this is what I'm going through, this is what happened, how should I handle it? And as I've told Sherry before, she's like an in-house counselor. She made everything seem like it was going to be okay with me. She made every instance that I called about just seem a little bit easier to handle, very reassuring in her confidence of Sherry, telling me, don't worry, Matt, Sherry's going to be able to take care of this, just, do what Sherry tells you to do. And that to me meant everything, because it wasn't just talking to someone on the other side of the phone who knew the law and was trying to get me for billable hours. Chris would text me sometimes just out of the blue and say, hey, how you doing today? And it really gives you a comforting feeling to know that you're dealing with people who really have your best interest at heart. And that, to me, that means the world to me. I owe Sherry so much. I was basically a single dad when I met Sherry, and now I have my daughter, and I know she's in the best spot where she needs to be, and I really owe all that to Sherry. Can't say enough good things about her. She means everything. So when I first met Sherry, I really didn't know what to expect from a lawyer. I never had to hire a lawyer. I thought I was going to be able to walk in her office and tell her exactly what I wanted and get that. Sherry, being the aggressive person that she is, the very straight to the point person that she is, had to explain to me that the law works in a certain way, and that I couldn't expect, or I shouldn't expect her to just be able to walk in and say, hey, this is what Matt wants and this is what Matt thinks he's going to get. Being the person that I am, I was still very adamant about making sure my point got across. And there were times where Sherry had to be extremely tough with me and say, Matt, I need you to just sit back, listen to me, and watch me work. And it was some of the best advice she probably ever gave me. I needed a lawyer, or wanted a lawyer, who was going to be extremely tough in the courtroom. I needed a lawyer who was tough in the courtroom, and as it turns out, Sherry was tough outside of the courtroom. which turned out to be exactly what I needed. And through my struggles in court, outside of court, and with Sherry, it all worked out the way she said it would. You know, it wasn't one of those situations where I was just able to tell my lawyer, hey, this is what I want, and this is what I expect to get, and if you can't give it to me, then I'm gonna go somewhere else. Sherry was straightforward with me. Sherry was honest with me. She didn't tell me a bunch of things that weren't true. She didn't give me a bunch of empty promises and tell me that she could, you know, give me the world if I paid her a certain amount of money as a lawyer. The only thing that mattered to me, and still does, is my daughter. And giving her a life that she deserved was what was most important to me. You know, she would tell me at times, Matt, you need to settle down. You need to stay calm. You need to take yourself out of this situation and let me handle it. And there were certain things I would expect Sherry to say, expect Sherry to do, or want Sherry to say and do while we were in court. But those weren't always the best things to do, and she would have to explain that to me. There came a time when I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I started to realize that Sherry was right, that everything she had told me was accurate. We went through a lot of court battles, a lot of mediation sessions with other opposing counsel, and I never had to worry about Sherry having my back. Sherry was always very supportive, stuck up and fought for me in a way that I could only explain as a good friend would do for me. Sherry helped me attain full custody of my daughter, and I'm now able to provide my daughter with a stress-free life and a better upbringing and a better living. My daughter will be a better person for that, and it's going to allow me to be a better father for that. With Sherry Goldsberry and Associates, I came to realize very quickly that I had an entire team working for me and my daughter in my custody case. Thanks to Sherry Goldsberry, I'm now able to provide my daughter with a life that she deserves.